Hello, this is Ben119 and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to carry on with my Pikmin 1 8-day challenge, and we're up to day number 5. So in the last 4 parts we've done day 1, 2, 3 and 4, and they were like the hardest days, day 2, 3 and 4. And now that we've completed them, we just got day 5, 6, 7 and 8. So day 5, 6 and 7, it actually doesn't really matter what order you do them in, as long as you do Forest Naval day 5 or 6. Because if you do it day 7, some of the enemies will respawn, I think. So, we're doing quite a bit today. These are like the cleanup days is what they're called, because you're basically just cleaning up what you've got left to do, because there's usually not much left to do. We got a little bit left to do. We got to go into a new area in Forest Naval. There's like a new part we need to go into and get a few parts from there, and we just need to wrap up everything else. So we're going to get out a bunch of Pikmin, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some nectar, because obviously if we have nectar they'll run faster, and it will make this day a lot easier to handle. Now with these days here, day 5, 6 and 7, you have a lot of spare in-game time, especially on day 6 and 7, because you've barely got any parts to get, so it's not really very tight on time. The only days that are really tight on time are days 2, 3 and 4, but every other day, if you can do 2, 3 and 4, you'll have no issues whatsoever with doing these days. So last time we actually didn't blow up the black gate, so we're actually going to do that now with our yellows, so we're going to get 4 bomb rocks. So just bring your yellows over here. I just got 4 yellows because I didn't want to get any extra bomb rocks. So throw your yellows up here. On the Wii version you can just whistle them actually, so you can go around and just whistle them. On the GameCube version you have to walk into them obviously. I think I've mentioned that before. So there is obviously things like that save time in the Wii version. So we're just going to head over to this gate here and take out with bomb rocks. Technically you could do it on day 3 and you could leave some reds on it to work on it throughout day 3, but I decided to just do it now because obviously we have the extra in-game time here. So we have 100 with us, so I think I got out 45 reds, 40 blues and 15 yellows. I wasn't really keeping track. This is all pre-recorded obviously, I'm just talking over it afterwards, but I've got the right amount. So there's a bridge here and we basically want this bridge to be worked on and we want it to get done quite fast, but at the same time we want to get 2 other parts moving while this is being done, so we want to put some reds on here. So there we go. On the Wii version it is actually much easier because you can swap between what Pikmin you're throwing. On GameCube you have to like disband your Pikmin into groups and it's really awkward, but on Wii it's still a little bit awkward. But say for example I have like a yellow left with me like I did there, I can just select him out of my party and throw him on. If it was GameCube I'd have to like re-disband them all, and then I don't know, it's just really awkward. So right here we're going to do this. There is a trick you can do called whistle swap, where you basically whistle the Pikmin, then you disband the other Pikmin, and the other Pikmin grab on quicker. But I just like to do that, it's a little bit more beginner friendly. The whistle swap is pretty cool though, so yeah, I would recommend trying that out as well. Just mess with both methods if you want. So we got 40 blues, so make sure you have 40. If you want you could actually bring a few extra blues, but the more blues you bring, that means you'll have less reds, and you still need reds because the reds will carry you through the parts because there's a lot of fire in that section. So right here we're just going to lure these Wollyhops. It's actually funny, I don't think we even kill any Wollyhops in this whole run. We don't kill many enemies because we end up luring like most enemies because it's just quicker than killing them and it's safer. Because the thing is, like, even though we could just kill them, like, it'd take a lot longer. And the funny thing is, enemies are so hard in this game that it's nice we don't really have to deal with them. Because if this was like Pikmin 3, we could just deal with them like really easily, and it wouldn't really matter whether we kill them or lure them. But with this game, it's just so much quicker to lure them most of the time. So once it gets out of the water, you want to whistle them off, and you want to head over to where the bridge is. Technically you could still carry it because there's no blowhogs on the beach, so you'd be fine carrying it, but we're just going to go down here because we need to finish this off. So keep your blues to the side. Obviously watch out for tripping Pikmin, because when Pikmin trip up it can be really bad, and obviously if they trip over near like geysers that can be really bad. This bridge is nearly done. If you're quite slow you'll probably make it back when the bridge is done, but if you get there a little bit quicker the bridge will still be being worked on, so you have a little bit of extra time to wait around. So get your blues to work on that thingy, and I'll throw your yellows up here. And you basically need yellows to get this part. There is a way of getting it, I think, with reds and blues, but it's like really precise and you can end up killing your Pikmin. And I just find it easier just to use yellows. It's the GameCube strat. So while they're carrying that, I'm actually going to go over here. One, because I need to sort out what Pikmin are carrying the part. And two, because I want the part to be off screen, because when it's on screen, there's a chance of the Pikmin falling off the part. And there is like a really rare chance that the part can actually fall into the abyss and you can never get the part back. And if that happens, like the run is completely dead. Like even if you end the day and try again on like day 6, like the part will just be completely gone. Because I know on Pikmin 3 I think that can happen on some missions, especially that Clockwork Chasm. But the part usually like survives still. Like if the part falls off the edge, it usually just gets spawned back on top. Because the game knows that that would make the game impossible. But I don't think Pikmin 1 really considered that, to be honest. So it is a little bit silly. So we're just going to head back to base now, and we're going to put away our blues, and we're going to take out a load of reds, because we're going to be taking on the BD Longlegs. So on day 3, obviously if you're following Strongman Lin's tutorial, you can actually do the Blowhog, not the Blowhog, the BD Longlegs on day 3. If you did the more beginner friendly route where you do the Ionium Jet on day 3 instead, you're going to have to kill the BD Longlegs on the retrip day, which is today. So get out all of your reds, obviously because reds are the most the strongest Pikmin, and there's fire around that area I think. So yeah, bring reds with you, because if you bring blues they'll just get set on fire, so it'll be pointless. So head down here to the beach. Now these bridges here, you may be thinking why am I not bothering with them, and it's just because it's quicker not to bother. In like the 9-day route that Piepusher made, he actually shows off to do that, and I always used to do that, but in the 8-day route it doesn't make sense because I don't know, you just don't need to do it basically. So head back over here with your yellows and you can get some more bomb rocks, because we need 6 more bomb rocks to get through another gate. It's funny, we end up using bomb rocks I think every single Pikmin day. I'm just thinking, yes we do, we use bomb rocks every day apart from day 1, which is really interesting to me, because it feels like we're barely even using bomb rocks, but we are using them quite a bit. So if we head over here, you don't really need to go over here again. I guess you do to lure the Wollihop again. That's another reason why doing the BD Longlegs on day 3 is faster, because number 1, you're in this area already, so if you get both parts that are in this kind of area, it's quicker, because you don't have to go all the way back here again. And 2, you don't have to lure that Wollihop again. Obviously you just lure him like once on day 3, and then obviously you won't have to do this again. So wait for this guy to go out. I didn't wait for it to go out because I'm an idiot. But if you wait for it to go out, it's a lot safer and you don't have to risk your Pikmin dying or bomb rocks exploding for no reason. So there you go. Disband your yellows and just get your reds. And right now we're going to be taking on the boss. So what I like to do with BD Longlegs is I like to fight him with reds. I know fighting him with reds is harder than doing it with yellows, but in my opinion it's not really that much harder. I'm more used to just doing it with reds now, so I like to drop down the BD Longlegs by going underneath. I disband my Pikmin so none of the Pikmin die. And when he lowers down his head, and it's after he does 12 stomps, so keep track of him. He lowers down his head, so throw as many reds as you can on his face and just keep throwing them. Because even when he shakes them off, his head still stays low down, so you're able to throw loads of Pikmin. So just keep throwing them and throwing them. And I know a few will die, but hopefully like not all of them will die, and you only have a few that die. And that's okay because we're on like day 5, we're done with all the really hard days, so we don't need to worry too much about Pikmin amounts. But obviously if we have extra reds, that'll make the final fight easier. But if we lose a few here, it's completely fine. As long as we don't lose like an army of reds, that's okay. If you just lose a few here and there like I did, you're completely okay. So right here, Pikmin just tripped because he's an idiot. Those Shearwigs, something I didn't really mention about Shearwigs, I just didn't really mention it because I thought people would know about it already, but you probably wouldn't know this if you didn't speedrun. And Shearwigs only activate when Olimar walks past them. So for example, if Pikmin walk past Shearwigs, like on their own, just carrying a part, it won't affect anything, like the Shearwigs won't pop up and they won't eat your Pikmin. However, if I just walk past with Olimar, then it will affect the part. Not the part, the Pikmin, because the Shearwigs will pop up and eat the Pikmin. It's a really strange mechanic. So we got the last 2 parts on the way back, so while they're on the way back I'm just going to get out some more blues. I could have probably got out the blues first, and I wouldn't have to have gone all the way back, but I just wanted to get that other part moving first. So there you go, once all your Pikmin are out, put like an equal amount on each part. Obviously, put a lot on the one that finishes last, but at the same time you want this one to be fast as well. I probably could have done a better job of balancing out the Pikmin. I probably should have speeded this one up first, but I didn't really care, to be honest. So here we go, we got the last 2 parts on the way back, and they have been carrying it around this longer route this whole time, but to be fair, it's just quicker because having to go out your way to bomb that other gate or building the bridges is just slower because you're having other Pikmin work on it for a while. And we can be using those Pikmin to do more efficient things like carrying parts. So there you go, second to last part is back. And now we're just waiting on the final one, and then we'll be done with Forest Naval. So, yeah, you have quite a lot of time. As you can see, we have loads of in-game time left. We have like a third of the day left, like a quarter of the day left. So obviously, if you want to spend this extra time growing Pikmin, or you want to nectar up your Pikmin for some reason, you'll have plenty of time to do that on this day. You shouldn't really need to make more Pikmin, but if for some reason you do lose like 50 on the BD Longlegs, you can always just make a new army. On day 6 and 7 you have plenty of time as well, so there we go, we have 26 out of 30 parts, so we have 3 days left. So if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe if you're new around here. I'm going to do day 6 next time, so stay tuned.